are you doing with sticky balls? I don't care. Like, that power sucks too. That's all you really need in a quirk to be a superhero. It's all you really need. Okay, so the first person up on our list is Bakugo. I really hope I am not butchering these names because I swear to God I'm not a Fink fan. But basically his quirk is explosion, meaning that I think he sweats nitrogen. And you know what? I'm gonna let the man explain it. Go on.
Bakugo! His quirk, explosion!
Thank you, sir. And so I'm gonna give Bakugo, I believe in my best definitive opinion in my mind, I believe that Bakugo is S tier. I don't see him being anything else. And I'm not one of those people that is like, Bakugo is king and that his quirks is the best and that he's amazing. If he was the main character of the show, he would still be okay. Some kids on this list, if you switch them out to be the main character, they're not fucking surviving. Even if they had one for all, these motherfuckers are not making it through. Okay, so here's the thing about my precious little Deku himself. I'm gonna split this into two categories because I have a definitive point, and I don't know if it's his teacher was bad or if I don't know if no one trained him properly. I gotta think. So we're gonna split it down the middle. Season 1 through 3 of Deku, of One for All, F tier. F tier. I'm just gonna say that now. F tier. When Deku first got his powers, the nigga was breaking his legs every second. And he couldn't even control them. How ass is a quirk if your body doesn't even adjust to it well? And not only did his body not adjust to it well, you have to train for a year. I don't remember how long he trained. Hold on. I think he trained for at least a year or 6 months for his powers to develop in his body. And his body still couldn't handle the quirk. How ass? How terrible is your quirk? How terrible is your power? You to get a power that's supposed to be the most powerful thing in the universe that your predecessor had, that made him the #1 hero, and you can't even control it in your body. And you know what? I think the main reason is because his teachings. He had such a terrible teacher that he didn't realize that he did not have to use his arms until like season 2. Like, who's educating this kid? No. I would be so pissed off if I wanted a quirk my whole entire life. Like, that was all I ever wanted. I just wanted a quirk my whole entire life. And I felt that I meet a random man on the street. He tells me, oh, I got you. I give you this quirk because you're powerful. I believe in you. I see a vision. First thing I'm going to be like, who the fuck are you? Where did you come from? I don't know you. Why do you look sickly and diseased? Because I think he came to him in his, like, death form. On top of that, you tell me I have to go through this whole training process to be able to have this power. So I have to train my body up for months. Basically break all my bones. Because from the time he was fighting from season 1 to season 3, that man injured himself so much that the recovery doctor told him he could not come anymore. How bad is this quirk hurting your body? Okay, that's my rant. I really don't want to give it S tier because just going through all that shit just to like not be born with it. We're gonna still give it. We're gonna give it A tier. We're not gonna give it S tier. Like, it's a very powerful quirk. Don't get me wrong. I get why it should be an S tier. The reason it's not an S tier is because the quirk keeps hurting him. Spoiler alert, if you didn't watch season 6, he had to fight Shigarami in the end of the season because he woke up from being in his chamber and the motherfucker rounded up with 2 broken arms and the discovery of another quirk that he can't control. That's terrible for a superhero. Rather, if you're growing up into a superhero, if you started out as a superhero, if you don't have any control of your powers or your quirk, it's a terrible quirk. You know how unjustified that is in the schooling system for superheroes? I'm getting worked up. I'm getting worked up for no reason. Or for y'all come stabbing at me with your opinions, let me drop the mic and let it continue. Next we have Creati, Miss Yaruzo, Miss Momo Yaruzo. I think that's how you say it. If it's not, I'm sorry. Who cares?
Momo Yaoyorozu, her quirk creation.
Usually would be a really OP power. Would really put it up there with S tier abilities. With that power, you can just create, oh, you're attacking me, bomb, now everybody's dead. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Explain. If I'm fighting you and I can create anything out of my body, okay, gun. What's up? I'm gonna give her C tier just because she had, for her quirk to work, she has to know every makeup of everything, and she also has to eat a lot of food because it takes a lot of energy out of her body. Every quirk has to have its downfall, but that's a terrible downfall. So I'm gonna give that a C tier. I don't have a long ass rant about it. It's a cool power. It's just, I frankly don't care. Like, I really don't care. Okay, Koda. Koda is, okay, let's let the man tell it first. Is there any downfall in his power? Oh, he doesn't, oh, he gets S tier then. Oh, he gets S tier. Koda's S tier. You ain't got no weaknesses. You just exist and you can control animals. That's a OP power. If he had some courage and he was like, I'm sick of it all. Imagine commanding every bird in the sky to come down and attack. You're not surviving that. Bakugo isn't surviving that. I don't care how many explosions you do, there will always be more animals. There will always be more animals. You manga readers that's about to come at me for no reason in the comments, talk about some, if you read episode 54, chapter 6, that happened this, I don't care. I don't care. Next we have Mr. Todoroki himself, half and half. Run it.
Shoto Todoroki, another of the 4 admitted to the hero course based on recommendations. Quirk, half cold, half hot. He freezes with his right side and burns up the charts with his left. The range of his abilities is unknown.
Okay, so for Mr. Daddy Issues, I'm thinking, should I split him up as well? Like, he was kind of bitching around because he had, like, problems with his father and shit. He couldn't, like, get over the mental trauma. But season 3 and up Todoroki, his powers are kind of S tier. They're kind of S tier. Like, if you have fire powers, you automatically are just like, oh, like a cool character. Like, there's no debate about that. Like, if you have fire powers, you're really like, you're banging on niggas in the field. Come on now. Yes, is he the product of a genetic modification breeding system? Yes. Does he have so much trauma? Absolutely. Should we get him a therapist for all the issues he has? Abso-fucking-lutely. Is his power OP? And if utilized correctly, is wiping niggas out? Absolutely. So S tier. Now we have Invisible Girl. Take it away, Mr. Guy. So, Invisible Girl, I mean, her powers are pretty basic. If you're born into that, you kind of have no choice but to be a surveillance, like, sidekick. Like, you can't be 1 through 5 superhero with the quirk like invisibility. It's just not happening. Like, it's just, that's not the vibes, you know? So, like, she's not really gonna be knocking niggas out. But what I think will happen, that if you need to find out information, kind of what Hawks was doing in season 5. Oh my god, season 5 was so boring. Oh, it took me so long to get through it. But kind of what Hawks was doing through season 4 or 5, kind of just like on his investigation shit. Like, she could be on her investigation shit, but no one has to know because she's invisible. Just take them clothes off and bam, she's good. So with that, I'm gonna have to give you D tier? I mean, I feel like if you can't fight with your power is kind of useless. The tail, nigga? Oh my god. Oh, okay. I know who this is. Alright, I guess. Take it away, Mr. Man. You got it. Okay, so he has a strong tail and he has martial arts skills. That already gives him a fighting edge. Is that like superhero level quirk? No, absolutely not. Could it be advanced? Yes. Could he have some type of long range fighting skill? No. Do I still think that's a pretty cool quirk for a superhero? Absolutely. I'm gonna give it B tier because it just makes the most sense in my head. Because if you're combining a strong tail along with martial arts fighting skills, I feel like you're honing your powers all together. Like, you're better than some of the motherfuckers this panel that I'm about to talk about that shouldn't even be superheroes. Okay, we have Mineta. You know what? Let me take a sip while he tells you about this idiot's powers. Okay, Mineta, before we even like try to play right now, F tier. Absolutely F tier. What the fuck are you useful for? Not even to get on his character, because his character fucking sucks. It's a terrible character. It's one of those characters that it's like, we could have lived our whole life without having him in the anime, but I guess you need something that's supposed to be funny, but it's not. His quirk is the stupidest quirk on the planet. The villains in this show are so OP that if he gets caught in a sticky situation in the middle of nowhere in My Hero and one of the League of like if Toga comes up to him, what the fuck are you doing? You're dead. You're dead immediately. Like, you're not, if Twice is running up on Mineta in the street and he's like, they need to really get it on and fight, he's not winning. What are you doing with sticky balls? What are you doing with sticky balls? Like, what are you doing with that? Not only is it that he just has sticky balls, he doesn't have an unlimited supply of them. After he takes so much out of his head, he loses consciousness, I think. So his power's ass. It's ass. It sucks. His power sucks. They don't do any damage to anyone's body. They don't explode or nothing. They just stick. Oh my god. F tier. F tier fucking sucks. Oh my god.
10 key Kaminari, electrification! When he goes over his wattage limit, his brain short circuits and he becomes a huge idiot for a while.
Okay, so here's the thing about Dinky's power of electricity, is that they hold him the whole entire show. There's no reason that your power is electricity and you're not up there with Todoroki, Bakugo, and Deku. It makes characters OP. Like, when I was talking before, fire and electricity are the two most powerful powers. There's a better way to say that. What's the better way to say that? Fire and electricity are the most OP powers that you could ever have. You are immediately a cold character if you have fire or electricity as a power. So Dinky should be up there with A and S. That should always be the case. Peep how I didn't say that is the case. That should always be the case. It's not is the case. The case is he's C tier at best because after he uses his power for a certain amount of time, he blacks out. What the fuck? What type of stuff is that? That you black out after using your powers and now you're defenseless. That makes you a trash character. Like, C tier, because I can't go too long and piss myself off. Next on the list we have Sero.
Sero Hunter! His quirk, tape! He can shoot tape-like material from his elbows, stick it to objects, or wrap things up! You should see the traps he makes when he rips it off!
just tape that shoots out of his elbows. This motherfucker made it to class 1A before the brainwashed dude and the girl that has vines that come out of her head. Tape made it to class 1A with Todoroki, Deku, and Bakugo. Tape. You gotta be so for real right now. That makes absolutely no sense. A lot of stuff needs to make sense, and that is not one of them. The only point I give tape, I guess, is that it's a long-range fighting attack. But even then, what is it? It's tape! It's tape! But with that being said, we're going to give it F tier. F tier. I don't know why I'm trying to be nice. F tier. It's tape. That's a terrible... These characters should not have made it over some characters in the show. Like, if you look at some of the powers of Class 1B, it's quite disrespectful that this is the highest class. It's quite disrespectful. What's his name? Sato? That dude that eats sugar? Hey, I'm gonna let the man speak first. I don't care. Like, that power sucks too. They must have, like, once they got to, like, towards the end of these characters, they must have just gave up on trying to be creative. Because that's, like, you eat a bunch of cake and you become strong. Okay. I don't see these powers winning against some of the villains in this show. It makes no sense that these people are winning fights. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna give him a D tier, because he can fight. He can fight with super strength, I guess. Like, he can fight, because that was All Might's thing. He was just super strong. But I don't know. I don't see it being better than anything else. I don't remember, like, what's it, like, her actual power. The man's about to tell y'all, but I'm gonna look it up.
Jiro. Her quirk, earphone jack. She can turn her own heartbeats into explosively amplified sound waves by inserting her plugs. Plus, she can hear really quiet sounds. So hip.
That's kind of a cool quirk. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of a cool quirk. Like, that's like, it shouldn't be class 1A. It shouldn't be class 1A. No. There's so many more powerful characters. Okay. I'm gonna give her a B tier because, like, that's a good sidekick quirk. Like, you're not becoming a main hero with that, but you could at least become a sidekick. Like, a side character at least. So I'm gonna give that a B tier. What's that? Amanyoa. Oh my gosh. Laserhead. The laser dude. Y'all know who I'm talking about. This dude. Tell him.
Yuga Aoyama. His quirk, navel laser. That's right, a belly button laser!
Okay, so his power is he shoots a laser out of his stomach. That could be so useful. That's a long range attack, and it's a laser, so it hurts. The only thing is he gets a stomach ache after using it for a certain amount of time. I feel like that's at least C. Like, I feel like that you could turn that into something. Like, that's like Cyclops in his eyes. Like, you can turn his power into something. It might not be the best thing on the planet. It might not be the, like, greatest power. But you can turn that into something. So I'm gonna give that a C tier. There's not a lot of A's and there's not a lot of S's. I'm just saying. For some class 1A folks, there's not a lot of A's and there's not a lot of S's. I'm just saying. We got Red Riot.
Kirishima Ojiro, quirk hardening! This power makes his entire body hard as a rock. That means he can be the ultimate shield or a devastating weapon.
He gets an A tier, for sure. His power is cool. The fact that he can harden his body, I didn't let the man speak, but I'll figure out a way to put it in there. Yeah, his powers are cool. I don't have much to say. I like his character. Asui!
Tsuyu Asui, her quirk, frog.
Okay, Asui her powers is frog. I feel like throw her on a Navy ship and she got it. Like, throw her on a boat, throw her Navy SEALs all day. What is she gonna do in the desert? Like, what is her powers doing in a city like Montana or New Mexico where there's no water? We're just spitballing here. We're just spitballing. We're just stating facts. We're just saying a couple things and putting it out into the air. That means that she is, we'll give her B tier. Just because she's B tier, because if you put her in the right environment, she can thrive. But if she gets stuck in the wrong environment, she's fucked. Oh, he's Dark Shadow, dude.
Tokoyami Fumikage, his quirk, Dark Shadow. He's got a shadow-like monster inside him that can materialize and morph into any creation he wants.
Takoyami, S tier. S tier, his power is cold. His power is code. I think not only is his power cool, he has long range attacks, he has protection, and he has a power that actually does damage. That's all you really need in a quirk to be a superhero. It's all you really need. I feel like with the right intelligence and the right guidance, that's a powerful quirk if they had the right teacher. Are some of UA's teachers terrible? Absolutely, but we're not here to talk about that. We're not here to talk about that. We're talking about powers.
So Shoji, quirk, dupla arms. He can replicate different body parts on the tips of his tentacles. Now that's super strange.
See, when you search his name, furniture comes up. Not even him. That's how you know he's not important. I guess that's cool. Like, I guess that's okay. I just don't. This is class 1A. As I dissect these powers, they're not good. They're not good at all. I guess that can be cool for like C tier. Yeah. My Black Queen. Mina's quirk is cool. Mina's quirk is it works for me. The only thing is, if her acid is not strong enough, she's not a good character, and then her power is not OP. That just is what it is. If her acid actually does a significant amount of damage, then I'll give it A. Yeah, I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A. Yeah, I'll give it an A.
Tenya Ida, his quirk, Injun. As you can see, his legs are pretty dang fast.
In combat, which Deku most definitely stole from, and no one ever talks about it. It's brought up in the show, but it's never brought up again how much respect Ida should get for even teaching Deku how to channel his quirk and something else besides his breaking his arms every 2 seconds to survive. He learned how to adapt his quirk so that it works better. I think that's A material, and I think he causes solid damage. Ida, Todoroki, and Deku beat Stain, who was knocking out regular heroes. So I give that an A. That's an A in my book. Another thing, you know how mad I would be if I've been training to be a hero my whole entire life, and a couple of kids that's only been in the system for like 3 years who aren't even heroes knocks out a villain that's knocking out professional heroes. I'm quitting the next day, because obviously I'm not good enough to work in the profession I'm working in. So Ida was the last person. So I guess that's the end of this video. I want to see me do more rankings or style kind of stuff like this. Let me know in the comments. Let me know any confusions, any angers you had. If you would have wanted to put him in a different position, let me know. You're gonna do it anyways. You might as well do it on my part. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.